Hi traders, welcome on the Billions Club. Good morning everyone. Welcome on another live trading session. Today we're gonna have a look at the pairs that we were trading yesterday. So we will have a look at pairs gold, BTC USD, Euro USD. Potentially we can check USD and Swiss franc. We took a pretty nice trade yesterday with approximately 1.7k in a profit. Right now, I'm in a Euro USD short that I'm holding from yesterday. What we're gonna do is we're gonna analyze the potential take profit level. That's gonna be the thing that we're gonna start with because the TP is still not taken and I'm still looking for the move lower. So I'm gonna break it down. What is the level I'm paying attention to, and overall what we can expect next. The thing that we need to start with will be checking today's news, because we have a pretty, I would say, special day, or basically we are not expecting a lot of volatility today because we have a bank holiday in US. So overall we can expect some range bound movement on basically most of the pairs during the US session. We'll see how it goes, but not expecting a lot of volatility overall. And not any impulsive or important news on basically all pairs that we are trading. So only news that we got was on Australian dollar in the morning. So for me it was 6:30 a.m. Prague time. I'm not currently paying attention to any AUD pair or Australian dollar pair. We have some news on Euro USD, but only yellow ones, so not expecting a big impact, which if we will check the Euro USD chart, no impact at all, right? We got some volatility, but not like heavy volatility. So that's it for the start. To show you the trade that I currently have, let me switch the screen and let me just wait for MetaTrader to load up. Right now, $1,700 in a profit. Sorry, $1,300 in a profit. So I'm still gonna keep it open because there is no reason to close it. There is no reason to take profit here, no reason to move stop loss to break even yet, and so on and so forth. So the plan is we're gonna break down Euro USD. We're gonna start with this pair because I wanna do some TA. I wanna see what is the current market structure and price action that we are looking at, and then we will move on. We will check other pairs. We will potentially do some TA on new pairs, etc., etc. So starting on 4-hour time frame, we just need to break down the local structure that we got here. This level partially mitigated, not completely yet. So I'm just gonna keep it as it is here, but I'm gonna keep in mind that this level is tapped already, so I'm not expecting like a big reaction out of this. Same thing with this level right here. We tap this, we mitigate this level, no reaction at all. Basically the reaction that I was paying attention to, or what I was expecting from this level to happen, was that we're gonna actually break through this blue box right here, right? This is what you would expect in general from demand. So you get a 4-hour demand. You'd expect that if it's going to be a strong one, most likely it's going to flip next 4-hour supply, because that's like the technical reason behind that. If you have a strong demand, most likely it's going to flip some level that is above it. In this case, we are not flipping any level yet. We tried it so many times. We spent here approximately 24 hours consolidating right here. So this level is pretty weak so far. And in terms of probabilities, I'm not expecting that we're actually going to break through this level. Thus, I'm going to keep holding the short that I have, and I'm going to start looking lower, which would be probably around the week low that we have around 60-70 pips away. So we'll see how it goes, but that's going to be my TP on this trade, approximately down there. We need to break it down a little bit more. This level mitigated, weak low right here, a lot of liquidity sitting below this low. So that's the plan for now. Yesterday we grabbed the liquidity above this high, What I wanted to do today on a stream is that I need to change these texts here. From lick short, I'm gonna just use X. You can use for example like the dollar mark, but I'm gonna use X just because sometimes when you have like a really short line, it actually the line is not visible and it shows you only the text, which is obviously not a thing that we want to have. So let's just save this as a liquidity like this, and we can move on. So liquidity tapped here. We're also going to change this template to liquidity, trying to keep it simple as possible, right? So one lick, second lick, we have some liquidity level above this high. I've been also thinking about trying to make this as clear as possible while still keeping the same information. So I've been thinking about adding like more X's. So for example, like, because sometimes you have a level where there's like a small amount of liquidity, decent amount of liquidity, and then you have like a lot of liquidity. So I was thinking that we're gonna filter them out with just like 1x, 2x, and 3x, but maybe I'm trying to complicate it too much. But this is just for you to just like make a difference between these two, and so you'll be able to spot like what's the liquidity here overall. But I think it's probably not needed that much. All right, cool. So liquidity spotted. We have the week low, we have the week high. This is the current structure that we are paying attention to. This level right here, this is the internal high on 4-hour time frame. We got to change a few settings that I have here. So internal high, we need to change the visibility to only hours to 4 hours, right? Maybe we can do like 1 hour, but we're gonna hide minutes because we don't need this. This is going to be internal high on 4-hour time frame. No. Yes. The same thing applies to the internal low. So let's just hide the visibility. Low 4-hour time frame. Like this. All right, so we got internal high, internal low. Now they shouldn't be visible on like a 15-minute time frame. Yes, they are not. Perfect. All right. So internal low, what's gonna be, sorry, obviously internal high. Internal low is gonna be this, which is also gonna be a liquidity level. So internal low, we gotta use 4-hour. All right. Now this also shouldn't be visible. Yes, it's not perfect. Basically, right now we are playing ping pong between these two levels. It's either going to go down here. This could be potential TP1. And obviously, this is the TP level overall that I'm paying attention to. All right, so let's pay attention to the local structure. Once again, I'm sorry if I'm not going to be talking that much from the start, but I'm just trying to do, give me 100 or give you the 100% of my focus. So we want to get the correct levels. So once again, this demand is mitigated already, so let's break it down a bit more. This demand mitigated also. So 15-minute supply and demand. This one's also like here we actually don't have any level to mitigate here. Kind of this one, pretty weak one to be fair. All of them here tapped, so this is the first potential level on Euro USD, but I'm just gonna type in Euro USD weak demand hit. Just presetting these alerts so I will be notified once this level is hit. Let's add 15 minute demand weak. Yes, something like this. So this is the first demand that we are paying attention to. Let's open a volume profile. Let's see what's happening here. So there is a high volume node. All right, so yeah, price most likely will be going for a retest of this level. Just gonna write down a node. So the TP level is kind of clear. The break-even mark, where I'm gonna switch to break-even position, most likely below this low. This is exactly how I work every single Monday, every single morning. I'm trying to break down every single chart. I'm trying to prepare with alerts, so throughout the day I will be notified once something happens. So I don't have to be checking the chart throughout the day, kind of. Obviously, you always need to be ready to, get in front of your screen and check the levels that you've marked out in the morning. But overall, I'm just trying to set alerts and I'm just trying to wait what's gonna happen next. It's just kind of like a set and forget approach. And I'm saying kind of because you always need to like monitor the trades. But overall, this is what I do. All right, local demand that we have is this one. This is the first level that we need to lose in order to continue lower. If we will be able to close below this level, then 90% chance that we are going into this demand down there. The thing is that this created like a small internal breakover structure right here. So one could say it's kind of a decent level, which I agree with you. We'll see what's gonna happen. Overall, this can definitely flip the whole move and we can be potentially looking for the highs that are up here, which we have some liquidity sitting above these highs. So it may go and basically sweep the liquidity out of these highs and then we can potentially look for another movement to the downside. But overall, this is a pretty clear chart, pretty clear plan. I'm just looking for losing this level, stop loss to break even, potentially taking profits right here, TP1, which most likely I'm gonna do if we will actually get to this level. If we will retrace to the upside, then I'll be monitoring what's gonna be happening around these highs because I'm gonna be around break even right here. So I'm either gonna get stopped out in a break even or I'm gonna collapse the trade and a small profit, or I'm gonna get stopped out in a stop loss which is sitting above the high that is created up here. So basically the setup that I currently have is this one. I entered on this blue box. This is the stop loss, targeting this as a TP1, which gives me 2.5 risk and reward. Pretty decent trade. Alrighty. So what do we have here next? Do you trade gold? Good morning. Yes, I do trade gold. I will do the gold TA in the upcoming minutes. Good morning. You will take yesterday New York low, Thursday will Can you Euro USD will take yesterday New York low, Thursday will form a low of the week, Friday reversal. Seems like you have some like crystal ball, right? Where you can predict future. Probably not. Do not say that you know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen next, right? So always say most likely we are going here and there, but you never know. And if you are trying to tell me that on Friday we're gonna form this and that and we will go to the upside, then you have just no clue what you are doing, because if you are actually trading, then you know that you never have 100% certainties that a price will go here and there. Can I ask you on which basis you mark these levels? So yeah, these are created on liquidity and supply and demand levels and volume profiles, combining this with high volume nodes, naked POCs, point of controls, and so on. Sometimes I do use Fibonacci's just to get the idea where we are overall in the retracement phase. And that's what I do. And obviously when I'm trading BTC, I'm paying attention to footprints, trying to read the order flow. Yes, so we can jump to gold chart. This fair value gap not mitigated yet, so we can potentially expect that we will be trying to go to this level today. Let's start right here. So currently hitting this level, this is local supply, which as you can see we mitigated this and we are trying to get some reaction out of this. We have some liquidity sitting above these highs, so basically here, which is grabbed already, so liquidity is swept. That's perfect. The overall supply is right here, so we are trying to mitigate this level right now as we are speaking. Right, so something like this. Gold could potentially grab the liquidity and continue lower from here. This could be the case. The thing you need to keep in mind is that you are going against the local order flow, right? So the local order flow is definitely to the upside because you basically flip the supply, retested the demand, flip the supply, retested the demand. Now we are trying to flip this supply and then retest this as a demand, right? Which kind of happened already, so now we just gotta wait if we can actually reclaim this supply zone here, or we're gonna remain below it and we will reverse the whole move to the upside. If we will, then there is plenty of liquidity sitting below these lows here. If you're gonna pull a trend line, how I like to use trend lines is that I'm actually looking for liquidity below the trend line, right? So I don't want to be using it in a way of a retail trader that if I'm going to pull a trend line, I'm not going to be buying the trend line. I'm going to be buying or trying to buy below the trend line because that's where there is a lot of stop losses, a lot of liquidity available, trying to take the advantage of it. Most SMC don't succeed because they don't understand time and price and market makers cycle. Fair enough, mate. I'm not here to like I don't know what's the point of this message, to be fair. I have my own strategy. You have probably some different strategies, so just stick to it, and if it works, then okay. And I'm just gonna stick to mine because it also works. Like I've never understood why someone's going to be telling me this strategy works, this strategy doesn't work. If it works for me, then it's perfect for me. If it doesn't work for you, then find something else. Simple as that. But I don't see a point in texting someone that this strategy doesn't work. It does. If I use it, then it does, for example, obviously. Because if it wouldn't be working, then I wouldn't be using it. So the liquidity is grabbed. Local demand right here. We need to lose this level first. I would view this as an IBOS right here, so internal breakout structure, losing this level right here. It really depends if we close above these highs or not, but most likely we won't. All right, so gold is checked. I'm just gonna write down a note to my phone. Alrighty, so the first level, once again, that we need to lose. Exactly, whatever makes you money is fine. Market maker job is just to observe the difference between bid and ask. What cycle are you talking about? Yeah, there is some theory of cycles and all of these things. But once again, like, use whatever works for you, you know. If you think that you have some strategy that's the only one that works, then you are completely wrong. And I can guarantee you that you are completely wrong. I know so many traders that are using completely different approach and they are also profitable. So stop thinking about trading as, okay, now I found the holy grail and this is the only thing that I can use. No, you have one approach, I can have absolutely different approach and we can still be profitable, both of us. So I just don't like talking about this strategy works and you are doing this wrong, you are doing this incorrectly because you are not using this and that. It works for you, it works for me, so why I wouldn't be using your thing? You know, it doesn't make any sense. And I'm saying this all the time in my YouTube videos, in my basically trading course, in my trading community. I'm saying, okay, this is my strategy that is proven, that works, but I'm not saying this is the only approach that works. I'm not saying that I'm the only guy that knows how to trade. I'm not saying we have the best course. I'm saying this is a strategy that works. You may find something completely different that will be better for you, that will fit you most, and go ahead and use it. But I don't like saying that, okay, use this and that because that's the only approach. Absolutely not. And if you think this, then you are wrong. All right, so let's pay attention to BTC. Enough talking about this because that's basically, we are just wasting our time here on this. Once again, you can use whatever approach you want. BTC, local demand, kind of a strong one here. Try to flip the zone up here. On 4-hour time frame, not successful. We'll see what's happening on a 15-minute time frame. I wasn't paying attention to Bitcoin yesterday because we didn't have any potential setup for me, but it could be a different story today. Okay, so gold is losing the local demand. We'll check it in the upcoming minutes. Let's just do this. So this supply is flipped. This level down here will be kind of a strong one. We just gotta find where the local liquidity is sitting. So it's either gonna be below these lows down there, or it's gonna be all the way here, right? All right, so what's next? Well, since we have the advantage or edge of the footprints, let's wait for data to load up. Isn't IBOS and choke the same? Well, I'm saying this all the time once again, like all of these, you know, all of these like fancy names and so on. It really depends like what's your approach, how you view choke, how you view IBOS. For example, what I've been doing for past 3 years is that I wasn't using any IBOS, choke and these things. I was just marking it as a, you know, 15-minute high, 15-minute low, for example, and then I was doing the same thing, the same highs, or like doing the same TA on a bigger time frame. So just marking like a bigger highs, basically marking out the bigger structure and then going for a lower structure. Right now I just flipped it to using one time frame and trying to spot like the overall structure and the structure in it, the internal one. So you are kind of right that a choke and IBOS is a different thing, but it really depends like what is your approach, how you view it. But like overall, yes, choke should be like the first potential indication of losing the local trend. So it's most likely going to be like a important low or high on a 1 minute time frame, and it's going to be just like a wick, for example, on a 15-minute, and then like the internal break of a structure IBOS should be just like a first visible low or high on a 15-minute time frame. We can go a little bit more in depth in the upcoming minutes. Let's just finish the TA here and then we can move on. But I can explain it to you a bit more in depth if you are interested. Can you do a review on the EuroCAD? Boston Chock is basically the same, but a boss should be used for more significant price movement, like crossing some crucial level or resistance. I've been holding a sell position since yesterday. Perfect. On what pair? Gold? If gold, then congrats to you, because I was actually in a short too. And I closed it in a break even, unfortunately, because I didn't fulfill all of my confirmations. So I just closed it, which was a bit too early. I was actually looking for another liquidity sweep above the high, which sometimes it can happen, sometimes it won't. In this case, it didn't happen. I was looking basically when we are right here. I can show you my position that I was looking for. My entry was 1928.5, which is here, with a stop loss above the high here, and I was targeting 1922. So something like this. Actually, my entry was a bit higher, somewhere around here. I was looking for another liquidity sweep because there was a lot of shorts inside this high. Unfortunately, or it played out. Unfortunately, I was out. But yeah, this happens. So I closed it in a break even, or I closed it in like a $60 profit. So basically break even. All right. So now we are locally losing the demand that is here. I'm just gonna wait for retracement. If that comes perfect, this is gonna be my potential entry zone on a gold. I still want to check the BDC though. All right, let's analyze the open interest here. Going for 1 hour time frame. All right, so below this low, there is a plenty of liquidity. This was at 4 p.m. yesterday. So 4 p.m. is down there, okay. You just gotta find where is right now the liquidity sitting. We will actually go for a lower time frame for now. So like the plenty of liquidity is actually below this low here. So to be precise, basically somewhere around here. There is a decent amount of liquidity. All right, now I see the problem. There is much more liquidity on the short side. Okay. This one is gonna be grabbed. Most likely we're not gonna leave it here. Be aware of these two liquidity levels. This level should be swept right here. So let's just send update. Alright, so gold is actually hitting the entry zone now. But we haven't even closed below this low here. It looks like we only grabbed the liquidity, not like perfect entry, to be fair. Kind of a risky one. If you want to be really aggressive on this trade, then you can potentially take it. Daily open all the way down there. All of these levels untested. So daily POC. Like overall, I'll be looking for some retracement. I'm gonna take a trade here. Once again, be aware that like use correct risk management and all of these things that are important. If we will be reclaiming these highs, then we're all wrong on the idea and we should start looking higher. But right now this looks as a decent leg grab. Risking 0.5 on this one, so 0.5 R. Target on this trade should be around here. 2.9 risk and reward. This makes sense to take this trade. The only thing that I don't like about this is that it didn't close below the low here. It basically failed to flip this zone. So this is just like a red flag on this trade. That's why I'm not being so aggressive on that. So Euro USD, let's go back here. Currently around $1,300 in a profit. Hopefully the camera is gonna zoom in. Probably not. Yeah, $1,300 in a profit on Euro USD. Yeah, so the plan is clear. Let's answer some questions. The way I understood that is first break, second one was, but I haven't watched it. But you get it correct, you get it right. Basically, the first like indication that okay, this could be a potential change is a choke, and then like breaking through a major level is a boss. I feel like SMC content is probably the most clickbaited bullshit next to trend lines. Yes, I feel the same, and I don't want to call myself an SMC trader. I use supply and demand, which is basically an order blocks. I'm combining this with the volume profiles. I'm combining this with simple price action. Like the price action is the king, basically. You want to go with a local flow. You want to go with a local local structure of the market. You never want to go against it, etc., etc. So keep that in mind. And you know, I'm trying to use, or I'm using order flow on BTC, which is just like my biggest edge. I have the best performance is on Bitcoin for me, and I'm using liquidity. Liquidity, I would say price action is the number one. Liquidity is going to be second. Everything below that is basically just the approach that you want to use. I've been using horizontals, for example, so completely different way of marking out the highs and lows on a daily, weekly, monthly time frame. In the end, it's give or take the same levels as the supply and demand levels on 4-hour time frame. So it's really just like, it really depends what style you're going to use, but overall these levels are pretty similar in the end. I feel like but it works great. Phase 2 done on FTMO. Perfect. Trading on gold is different. I would say the same, mate. Trading on gold is actually much harder for me. Or I don't have. Basically, I have the worst performance on gold. It's still worth it to trade it though. Let's go a bit in depth on market profiling. All right. We also have a poor high left here. Most likely BTC will be heading here today for this high around 31,350. This is just the only zone where I want to be trading, to be fair. What about the gold trade? How it looks. Messing around the entry a bit. So let's just inform about the bank holiday in US. So, Euro USD coming lower. Let's see if we can close below the level. So currently with the loss that I have on gold, we have around $1,600 in profit. 1,600 is okay. The only question is if we can actually flip this zone. If we will, then okay, we are most likely going much lower. If we won't though, then it's not so good looking for Euro USD trade, and we can potentially flip this whole move to the upside. The thing is that, okay, this 1 minute zone mitigated already, so there is not a 1 minute demand that could be potentially holding this. The small demand could be down there, but not a significant level. We tapped it, also mitigated. So now obviously the important zone is going to be up here. Gold, nothing at all. This is just a waiting game, guys. Like here, as you can see, gold is pretty choppy. Sometimes it looks like the gold market is completely illiquid, but it's not, obviously. Right. Do we have any questions? Yeah, the last one was trading gold is different but great experience, and someone, Abdul, saying hi. Welcome, mate. Welcome on a Billions Club. Hopefully you liked today's live stream. Gold still not moving at all. But the better thing about this is that we have that bank holiday. That's not so good, not so nice. We can actually, you know what? I'm just gonna hide this. Alright, so Euro USD is getting the bounce from this level here. It really depends if we can flip the zone. And let's just change a few settings that I have here. So this could be valuable for you. Like some of these levels, you want to see them only on a specific time frame. So for example, for me, it's going to be 4 hour here. So this is a strong high. 4 hour, yes, I want to replace it. Now, strong low. You also want to replace it only to 4 hour plus. Strong low, 4 hour, yes. You're gonna do the same to the 15 minute. Strong high, you wanna see them only up to like 1 hour. Maybe something like this. So now we will see this only on specific time frame that we selected. Why is this helpful? Well, simply because that, for example, right, you have a 15-minute structure that looks like this. So I don't know, let's do like a strong low here, right? 15-minute. Oh my goodness. 15-minute structure. So strong low. Now I have the level on the 15-minute chart. What I want to do though is I want to see it only on 15 minutes. So if I flick to 4 hour, I don't want to see the level. The level is not here. Because this way you can hide a lot of, you can like keep your chart clean, if you know what I mean, without having like the noise that is not needed. Maybe we're gonna change few settings here. I'm just thinking about putting the strong low. Like to the bottom like this, because strong will be obviously always below it. And I'm thinking about just putting SL, because you guys probably know what these lows means. So maybe let's do it just like this way. So guys, now you can see the settings that I use. So let's put it as high, which is going to be at the top. Because obviously think about it this way, strong low is always going to be below the low. So something like this, I want to see the text below it. Strong high is going to be above it, so I want to have the text above the level. So strong high. Isn't this a high? Yes. 15-minute, perfect. So we should have a strong low and a strong high. Yes, all right, cool. So let's put the weak high. And the weak low. Cool. All right, so we are hitting the stop loss on gold. Just gonna close the trade. It's not tapped yet, but it's gonna be pretty soon, I would say. All right, not tapped yet. All right, now it is. It's closing the trade. This trade is closed with $540 loss. And right now we are up 1.7k on Euro USD. So this is why you need to keep your losses small and winners big. You need to let them run. And you know, here in a Billions Club, we want to show you like the real side of trading, because it's completely normal to take a loss. It's completely normal to get stopped out on trades, and it's gonna happen to you. And as you can see, I have zero emotions about it, and I'm showing it to you here that I just now lost $500 to 32 people sitting in front of screens and checking some guy that just lost $500, but that's just a real side of trading. This is how it looks, this is how it works. It's not about bragging about winners only, it's all about showing you the real side of the whole thing, showing you the losses, showing you the winners, showing you the whole process of how it is to be a real day trader, because you're going to be taking losses, you're going to be taking wins, but a losses comes with it. It's completely normal. It's the nature of trading. Would you give me some advice on how to spot order blocks? Well, yes, I can. The way how I spot order blocks or how I use them is that I'm just paying attention to, we can go for example to Euro USD to check it here. So the strong order blocks are the ones that did something, that created something. So for example, in this case, this one right here, the demand zone, demand is, by the way, always the level below you, supply is always the level above you. So this is a demand, this is a supply. So demand right here, we tapped into the zone. How you can spot a demand is that this is this is where the demand is being created, right here. They are created like this. It's going to create some range, then you will get the impulsive movement out of the range. So you are always picking the candle before the impulsive movement started. Simply said. So for example, in this case, it's obviously this one. In this case, for example, here, I would pick this one because this is the real supply. This is the first candle, the black one, that closed below the blue one. This one tried it, but it closed above it. This one is the first one that closed below. So this is the real supply key level. Obviously, not every single one's going to work. You need to keep that in mind. That's why you are trying to pick only the strong ones. So the ones that created something. So in this case, for example, we are picking this one because this one flipped the local zone. This one flipped the local high that was here. All right, so yep, agree. How long did it take you to develop this skill of not freaking out when losing the trade? A lot, man. A lot of time. I would say probably around like 2 years to really develop the. You can kind of, or you will have this feeling, and you will be okay with that once you know that overall you are in a profit from trading. But if you are still in a loss and you are still around like a break even, so let's say that you lost 200, I don't know, 200k, 200 Czech crowns, 200,000 Czech crowns, and then maybe you made 150, for example, which I guess you are from Czech Republic from your name. But if not, so let's talk about those. So let's say you lost 10k in trading, then you made 8k, you are still around like close to being break even, but not yet so far. Then you lose more and you are once again like losing again. It's pretty hard to accept the loss, but once you know that, okay, overall I made so much money from trading that if I lost in this specific trade, I know with my edge, with my strategy, I have my data, I know that overall most likely I'm gonna make money. Then this is the way of how you can, I think, overcome the fear of losing, basically. This is what I did. This is really the time when it stopped being like hard for me to accept losses. But obviously, yes, still, it's not like, how to say this, you are not happy when you take a loss. And if anyone tell you that, you know, I'm fine, or I'm happy that I took a loss, well, he's lying most likely. even if you are a profitable day trader, it's always like affects your feeling a little bit, in my opinion. But it's not like I'm gonna start doing some stupid mistakes and so on. I just know that it's a part of a process. I know that it's fine to take a loss. I'm ready to take losses, and I kind of think about it as like business expense, right? I think about trading as running a business. Trading is a business, and for me to make money, I need to spend some. And really, the only expenses you have in trading is probably paying for your internet, paying for the bills for electricity and these things. And then potentially, if you have a funded capital, you need to pay for a challenge. But once you have all of these things, like, you don't have any expenses at all. What's your advice on taking a price at current market price too? Then, if I'm trading liquidity sweeps, then I'm entering immediately, right? So once the level is swept, I'm entering, or once the liquidity is swept, I'm entering immediately. When I'm waiting for like a local structure change and these things, then I'm entering with a limit order, so it's better to wait for a better price. But that's my overall suggestion for you. So Euro USD breaking through this BE level, break even, gold's going higher. We are done with that, and this one is grabbing liquidity. Bitcoin is grabbing liquidity locally here. So far this starts to look like a decent candle here. Not completely yet though. Not the best trade, to be honest. It would be the best if we can go below the low here, which is not the case yet. Let me try to do this. So on the Binance, the low is not swept. Binance has the most amount of liquidity, so I'm not taking this level, or I'm not taking this trade. I'm not thinking about it as a liquidity sweep. Yeah, I get your point. Someone's saying that I prefer to see how a pro trader coping with losing trades. Don't get me wrong, it's inspiring and admiring. Yes, I think like when I was starting out, no one was actually showing the losses. No one. You never see, if you are, like watching YouTube videos overall on YouTube about trading, you never see a trader that takes like a life loss and break it down, why it happened, and so on. Everyone's bragging about winners. Everyone's showing you like, this is how you need to trade. Nowadays I see these like 30 seconds long video of the trade breakdown. You do this and that, and it's an easy trade. Well, most likely they are not real traders. So like the losing in trading is just absolutely fine. You just need to find an edge, and you need to have like a decent win rate. But you can have a 30% win rate. You can still be profitable. It really depends on your risk to reward ratio and all of these things. So if you are starting out as a trader, hopefully these live sessions are valuable for you to see someone actually handle losses live and handle these trades live. Yesterday on live trading we made around 1.7k. We could have profited around 4k if I would be sticking to a gold trade, which I wasn't. So, but yeah, it's still fine. 1.7k is great. Now we took a $400 loss and we still have an open position. So right now 1.6k in the profit. Still holding the trade and just waiting for now. So hopefully it helps you to see someone actually managing these trades live. So you see the whole process from psychology perspective to emotion perspective to TA perspective to the things that I'm checking, how I'm reacting to it, and so on. I believe this can be a lot, or this can give you a lot of value. And we are trying to be as transparent as possible here in the Billions Club. No, sorry, I'm actually 1.9k in profit now. That's great. Let's break down a structure on Euro USD. I want to go a bit more in depth here. I gotta do one thing. I'm gonna switch this to only 15-minute visibility. The 4-hour is gonna be set to right now. The chart should be as clean as possible. Let's remark some of the levels that we have here. So 4-hour supply, kind of mitigated already. 4-hour internal high over all the structure is bearish here. We did the break of a structure here. Internal low is down there, that's okay. Week low, it's also okay. Let's go to the 15-minute and let's try to spot a local structure that is here. I'll view this as an IBOS, internal high. This is for now, obviously. Strong low, sorry, weak low on a 15-minute time frame. Like this, all right. So we get a weak low. This is an internal low. Internal high, internal low. All right, so that's it. This is gonna be the internal low. Just changing the templates a bit here, just to make it the most convenient as possible. So internal low, this is gonna be the internal high. This is the range that we are playing right now. Something like this. Let me just open the chat. So I'm just gonna check if you have any questions. Do you use software for backtesting your strategy or just by replay mode trading view? Yes, I do use a software. I can actually log in and show you my results. I did some quick backtesting yesterday. So let me just log in. Yeah, I'm backtesting a lot, to be honest. It's very important to keep testing your strategies. All right. So what I use is called FX Replay. My current win rate with the strategy I'm testing is 41%, as you can see, which may seem like pretty bad. But overall, in the 300 days, I'm 153% up. So let me show you the backtesting that I did yesterday. Around $14,000 profit after 10 trades, with the average risk and reward 3.6, maximum risk and reward 7.6. The average duration of my trades 1 hour 40 minutes, and this was made in 4 days. So in 4 days we made 14% with a 1% risk over position, which can be seen right here. Losing trades, I took 5 losing trades. Worst loss 1%, average loss 1%. Average duration of the losing trade is 6 minutes. So as you can see, once I have all of these statistics, I don't have any psychology, or I don't have any emotions when I'm trading. Here, another analytics. Here I made a loss, which is also fine. So in 1 day, I took like some bad session here, down 3K, which is really like the maximum that I take. Here, another 14K profit in 3 days. So average duration of winning trade 1 hour 45 minutes, average duration of losing trade 3 minutes. Once again, worst loss 1%, average risk and reward 7. What about this one? This one, $30,000 profit in 4 days, average duration 2 hours, average duration of winning trade 3 hours, average duration of losing trade 32 minutes. Once again, risking 1%, with the win rate around 58% from 12 trades. So here, this is gonna be another one, I believe, or is it the same one? Yes, that's the same one. 17K in 4 days, 8 minutes, average risk and reward 5. So what I do, small tip for you, and I'm really doing this every single, either Friday, Saturday, on Sunday, it really depends when I have the time. But I'm just backtesting the pairs that I'm trading from the previous week, because I don't remember the price action. If you take the previous week, you don't really remember exactly what happens on a daily basis. You can backtest your strategy. You can get the most updated data, and you can see your performance. Sometimes you're gonna end up in a loss, which once again, that's a nature part of trading. The thing is that after a longer amount of time, we wanna be in a profit. So if I have 3 sessions where I made 17, 14, and 30K, and then I have 1 session where I'm down 3K, it's fine. That's just a part of it, right? So you need to think about it this way. And just once again, I will be, and I want to be showing you the losses here, because that's the important part. But also I'm going to be showing you the wins, obviously, because we take more wins than losses. But overall, as you can see, my win rate is around 42% in backtesting. On Bitcoin, I have around 70% win rate, which is much better. Euro, USD, oh yeah, it's hitting this local flip zone here. All right, perfect. What about gold? Gold is heading even higher, and BTC. All right, so now this looks better. Now this looks much better. on Bitcoin. This is much better for an entry. I guess I'm not sharing my screen. Wait guys, I'm just gonna switch this. Now you should be able to see it, all right. Now this is much better than it was. Let's see if we trapped. All right, so the longs are not trapped yet. No, not gonna take this trade. Even though it's here, like, just looking at this, I don't have the order flow confirmation to take this. All right, so no. First look, looked like, okay, it could be a potential trade. But now after doing more in-depth TA, I see that, no, this is not a high probability setup. I've got around 30-40% win rate strategy with 30-40% profits a month as a scalper. No, that's amazing. How much do you risk per trade? Can you easily combine FX replay with footprints exo charts? No, not at all. And when you are backtesting Bitcoin, like the Bitcoin on FX replay has the worst data I've ever seen. So it's really not accurate at all. I don't like it at all. It's pretty hard to backtest it with FX replay. So usually I'm backtesting just with a TradingView replay mode and using the replay mode on ExoCharts when I'm backtesting BTC. Forex is alright, but BTC not at all. Are areas such as the naked POC, previous day value area high, previous day value area low, etc. respected on Forex Gold as well as on BTC? Yes, they are. They are. But I'm not using them because then if you use all of these levels, you will become pretty confused basically what you should use. Because you have so many options, you have so many indications of what's likely to happen that it's not going to be beneficial at all for you. Let's say like this. Nothing is happening at all, and we can expect that today will be pretty slow, to be fair. Pretty slow. Just checking the chat here. I risk zero. Then congrats to you. You have a really good strategy. Really good strategy. All right. Yeah. You should definitely try. You should definitely try prop firm. But it really depends on your trading style. Like, then you need to keep in mind some slippage. You need to keep in mind these things. But overall, why not? You know what I mean? If it's tradable on a prop firm, then go and try it. I'm going to say it like this. Right. Nothing tradable here as we are speaking. Alright guys, I'm going to finish today's stream. Because we've answered the questions you had, we prepared for the day. Today, since we have the bank holiday in US, we are not expecting like a huge volatility, so keep that in mind. We'll see how it goes. But the perfect scenario on gold that I'm looking for right now would be a swing failure above this high, above here, 1931. If we're gonna create this, then I'm gonna enter a new position, new short one, and we'll see how it goes from here. So paying attention to this liquidity level now. We can delete this, we can delete this, just to keep it as clear as possible. And let's see how it goes. Alrighty, this is it for today. I'm gonna keep you updated inside either Billions Club or Crypto Wizards Discord, so don't forget to join both. And see ya on Thursday in the next live trading session. Enjoy the rest of your day, and if you have any questions, feel free to DM me. You can find me on Billions Club Discord as a Jan Srajer, so feel free to send me a DM. If I'm not gonna answer you immediately, then I will eventually, once I will have some free time. So thanks, this is it for today, and see you next time.